Welcome to Wroclaw, third and next to last stop on the World Cup circuit. That's one of the main reasons so many of the best in the business came to Poland, to try and pick up precious points, to try and secure a spot at the World Cup finals in Mexico. This city in Poland, which has its place in European history, became the capital of Archery's World Cup Tour, the population increasing thanks to several hundred temporary residents, all of them peering through the looking glass, hoping to find their way to Mexico City in October. The men from Germany would go for gold in the finals of men's team competition. Florian Floto, Florian Kalund, and Marc Rudeau sweeping France and India with straight-set 6-0 victories before they were put to the test in a tiebreaker with Italy. Now they'd be put to the ultimate test against the United States. Brady Ellison, Colin Klimacek, and newcomer Sean McLaughlin swept Brazil and took the measure of China in a tiebreaker too. So both teams were battle-tested as they took the field just outside historic Centennial Hall, where Floto, so strong through the first 3 sets, strayed far afield with the first shot of the 4th set. Germany, already behind the 8 ball, needed more than 9 from Marc Rudeau, and definitely needed a 10 from Florian Kalund. They come up with only 25 points on the first 3 shots. They're in trouble, and they know it. So does Colin Klimacek, who connects and collects 10 big points.
Good job, Colin.
Sean McLaughlin from Cincinnati, Ohio, holds up his end of the bargain with a solid 9.
Just score game, Brady.
But just to make life a little more interesting, Brady Ellison, an Olympian with gold medals from 3 World Cup finals, shocks everyone with an 8. So you're saying Germany still has a chance? Floto thinks so. He's back in the gold rings. And as so often happens, that inspires the next man. Marc Rudeau follows up with another direct hit. But Kalund, a gold medalist last summer on Coney Beach, can't come through to make it 3 in a row. Deutschland could be done, depending on the next 3 shots by the Americans. Klimacek's first year on the World Cup Tour has been a successful one, including a bronze medal at Stage 2. He goes for the gold in Wroclaw, raising the bar for McLaughlin, and the Cincinnati kid kept it in the gold rings, setting the stage for one Mr. Brady Ellison, who's won more than 40 medals in his career, and adds 1 more to his medal count. He needs a 9, but goes for broke and puts his personal stamp on a 6-2 win for the USA. With Rio right around the corner, this could prove to be an important confidence-building win for a U.S. team hoping to improve on America's silver medal performance at the London Games back in 2012. The United States leads from start to finish and winds up winning by a final score of 6-2.
All of us are going back home and are going to be a little cutthroat because we got Olympic trials coming in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So we're going to go home, still be a team, still try to push each other for trials, and hopefully get the first trials in the book, and then we have Colombia and the test event back-to-back. So, I mean, still training hard and getting ready for the next ones.
So Florian, the challenge for today is that we need to set up our bows as fast as we can.
Okay.
And the one who shoots first is the winner.
Perfect.
Okay? Aide,
Sure.
good luck.
Good luck.
So let's go.
Now the hard part.
Really? Oh,
No.
I already won.
You sure? Nothing is impossible.
Let's go.
Wow, that's not fair.
No, stabilizer.
Do we have to hit the target? No. Ouch!
Did you hit the target?
Once?
Yeah?
By 2 arrows?
So I'm the winner.
Sure.
Sorry.
Ah.
Yeah.
Deepika Kumari came to the mixed team gold medal match with Mangal Singh Champia, both bringing bows that were finely tuned for the challenge. Those bows had played some sweet music in their wins over Spain and France, but could they orchestrate a victory over Mexico? Aida Roman and Juan Rene Serrano were on their own here in Poland, with none of Mexico's official staff or coaches coming to Wroclaw. That didn't stop this duo from beating Belarus and China en route to the gold medal match, where the two sides split the opening set and were tied at 1 apiece. It was not a promising start to the second set for Serrano. His shot wound up in Warsaw. Roman steadied the ship with a 9. But this was now a chance for India to take control. Kumari couldn't do it. Kumari put that one in Krakow, so Serrano's shot was neutralized. Champia stepped up and shot like a champ, giving India the edge in this set, but it was far from over. Juan Rene rebounds, and Aida plays some sweet string music that puts India on the ropes. After another 8 by Kumari, Mangal can only muster up a 9, so the set goes to Mexico. The red, white, and green grabbing a 3-1 lead in the mixed team gold medal match. The first on this year's tour, which would not see a Korean team atop the podium. India tried to play catch-up, but normally 9s won't get the job done. Kumari, still fading left, barely kept that in a gold ring. Serrano stayed cool and caught the line to put 10 more on the board for Mexico. So when Roman's shot drifted into the 9 ring, Mexico once again had the advantage. So dependable for so long, Deepika, a 3-time silver medalist at the World Cup finals, continued to struggle, and that meant trouble. Mangal Singh Champia did his best to salvage the situation, but both knew they were at Mexico's mercy. Serrano seemed to be feeling a bit generous, giving up an 8. But the same could not be said for his partner. Aida Roman rams home the winner. Needing a 10 to bring this to an end, that's exactly what she got, solidifying Mexico's shot at a spot in the World Cup finals in Mexico City. Just another day at the office? Hardly. Winning never gets old for Juan Rene, a 3-time Olympian, or Aida Roman, the silver medalist at the Games in London back in 2012. It was an interesting match with lots of emotion. I was nervous, even if it didn't show. But the truth is that I really enjoyed it. It was fun. We tried to do our best, and in the end, we got a good result. Turns out the best was yet to come in the final 3 matches of the weekend, starting with the women's gold medal final featuring Japan's Kato Ayano, who was clearly excited to have this chance after surviving her quarterfinal shoot-off and a hard-fought semifinal win over Elena Richter. Meanwhile, 5th seed Mackenzie Brown was going for her first individual gold medal and her second gold medallion of the day after joining Katuna Lorig and Lenola Pritchard to get the best of Georgia in the team gold medal match. Coach Mel Nichols anxious to see what Mackenzie could do and how she would handle this situation, and after 3 sets, it appears she's handling everything just fine. Up by 4, Mackenzie was in control of the match, but a determined Kato Ayano, who had already knocked off Deepika Kumari, had something else in mind. She starts off strong while Brown does not. That kick starts a comeback by Kato, emboldened by the Americans' sudden inability to lock in on the 10-ring. The Japanese archer, competing in just her 3rd World Cup, lets down a little bit on her 3rd shot, but puts the set out of reach. Not much Mackenzie can do except experiment with her last arrow of the set that goes to Kato Ayano. Just like that, what was once a one-sided match has tightened up, with Brown still leading, but now by just 2 points. A more confident Kato continues to come through under pressure, which brought out the best in Mackenzie Brown, the silver medalist at this summer's Youth Championships in Yankton, coming through. Kato keeps coming, fanning the flames of her competitive fire even more after Brown sends another one into the red zone. Advantage Kato. And she takes advantage with her 3rd straight 10 to once again put the set out of reach for Mackenzie Brown. She's seen a 4-point lead evaporate over the last 6 shots, and now the match was headed for the first shoot-off of the weekend. Up to this point, Brown had won the only shoot-off she'd ever been in, while Kato Ayano had won 3 of her 4 shoot-offs. All the momentum seemed to be riding with the 22-year-old from Japan. But Mackenzie would grab the momentum right back with a clutch shot to start the shoot-off. A shot that clearly applied a world of pressure on Ms. Kato, who finally faltered and fell short of victory. Still, it was a great effort by both archers. And what a relief for Mackenzie Brown, who admitted she'd been putting too much pressure on herself and needed to relax. On this day, Kato Ayano applied the pressure and Ms. Brown was able to handle it, holding on to win stage 3 gold in a tiebreaker, 6-5.
After winning a World Cup gold medal in Shanghai.
What? Yeah, I got it in my pocket.
My gold medal match was really awesome. I tried to keep really good, strong shots, really focused on my mental game and made sure that that was really strong throughout. The shoot-off arrow just felt like one of the best ones I've shot all day. I went and practiced with the team, then shot team rounds, then practiced some more, and then shot our match. So I felt like that was the best one of the day, so well planned.
Coming into Poland, Mackenzie Brown and Kato Ayano were not on the leaderboard after stage 2, but after that match in Wroclaw, both are very much in the picture and in contention to make it to Mexico City, depending on how they do at stage 4 Colombia.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another segment of How To. Today we're going to be talking about target panic. So everyone wants to know what target panic is, and there's a lot of versions of it, but some of them, the most common target panics, are not being able to aim in the center and not being able to complete your shot and shoot the shot like you should shoot the shot. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to try to give you 3 steps to try to fix target panic, and hopefully that will help everybody out there who's got this problem. So step number 1 for fixing target panic is immediately you should remove the pin from your sight ring. And what I mean is taking this little dot that's in your sight pin and replacing it with just a ring. So you take your sight pin tool and remove the pin, and then we can replace it with just an open ring. And there you have it. Now that you've got an open ring in your sight, you can actually focus at staring at the middle instead of worrying about aiming and messing your shot up. Step number 2 to fixing target panic is actually pretty simple. All we're going to do is change the size of the target. If the target is too small at the distance that you're shooting, sometimes it's a little hard to aim at the middle. So what I like to do with some people is change to a much bigger face at the shorter distances so that you've got a lot of middle to aim at. As you can see, there's a big size difference. So now that we've changed our pin to a ring and changed the size of our target, step 3 is shooting without a clicker. It's a little bit more advanced, but it lets the archers feel the shot instead of relying on the clicker to make the shot for them. So those are 3 easy steps to try to solve target panic. Of course, your condition might be a little bit different, but give these a try and see if it helps you when you're shooting. Good luck, have fun.
Anton Prilipov is a perfect example of perseverance. Competing since 2001, he finally won his first major medal earlier this summer. Coming off a bronze medal finish at the Continental Games in Baku, Prilipov was feeling greedy, especially after getting another bronze medal in mixed team competition just moments before his match against Italy's Mauro Nespoli. The 27-year-old Olympic gold medalist had beaten Dai Zhaozhong before losing to Zach Garrett in the semis and had arguably taken the tougher path to this match. That being said, Prilipov would jump out to a 4-point lead and carry a 2-point cushion into the 4th set. But clearly, Mauro Nespoli was mounting a comeback. He nips at the 9 line, preserving his chance of catching Prilipov, who can't pull away. By the same token, Nespoli can't seem to zero in on the center circle either. That 9 looks a lot better, though, after Prilipov rings up a red ringer. The slight edge belongs to Nespoli, who continues to dance around the 10 ring. He's not out of danger, though. Prilipov could still split the set. And he does, with an arrow that's just about dead center. The man from Belarus breathing a sigh of relief as he keeps that 2-point cushion going into the 5th set, where a split would give him the bronze. Nespoli is not about to go down easy. He starts off with one of his best shots of the day. So Anton had to answer. And he did. It's all even with 2 to go. Mauro moves a little higher on the target, but he's still in the gold rings. And that's a good thing for Nespoli after he sees Prilipov post an 8. The popular Italian archer can clinch the set with a 10, but he's happy to catch the line for a 9. He's still alive, but for how long? Prilipov can end the match with a center shot, but he just barely misses. Nespoli wins the set and comes all the way back from 4 down to force another shoot-off. Now, Mauro's done well in this situation during his career, winning 6 tiebreakers down through the years. On the other hand, Prilipov had been in 5 shoot-offs before and had just 1 victory in those 5 tiebreakers. So the odds didn't exactly favor Prilipov, especially with his opponent shooting first. But Nespoli left the door wide open for Anton Prilipov, who would wind up making headlines back in Belarus. It might not have been his best shot of the day, but it was his biggest shot of the day, and perhaps the biggest shot of his career. Anton Prilipov breaks through, winning the shoot-off to claim his first outdoor World Cup medal. Anton Prilipov goes the limit in the bronze medal match, and his perseverance pays off. Zach Garrett got to the gold medal match the hard way. He had to beat a teammate in the quarterfinals, and then he went 5 sets with Mauro Nespoli in the semis. But the 20-year-old from Mid-America was just fine with that. After all, this is a guy who once took the money he was saving for a car and used that dough to buy his first bow. Meanwhile, Jean-Charles Valadon was trying to acquire his first individual gold medal after 8 years on the World Cup circuit. After coming close last year in Poland, picking up a bronze, could he finally get over the top? After the first 3 sets, it was still anybody's guess. These two were all tied at 3 apiece. Valedon came out aggressively to open the 4th set. And Zach Garrett picked up the gauntlet. The set's tied at 10. As you could tell from this expression, Jean-Charles not pleased with his next effort, one that left him vulnerable. Garrett takes his cue and takes a slim 1-point lead in the 4th set. The Frenchman lets another one fly and lands a 9, so all Zach needs to do is keep it in the gold rings and take a 5-3 lead in the match. Garrett executes the game plan to perfection. Jackpot! He ups the ante and backs Valedon into a corner with just 3 arrows to go. Unless, of course, Jean-Charles can win the next set and force another shoot-off. You knew that was in the back of his mind as Valedon teased the 10 ring. Zach would zing one into the same neighborhood, much to the relief of Monsieur Valedon, who offered up another solid shot. Could Garrett grab control? In a word, no. Jean-Charles had new life and could guarantee a shoot-off with a 10. Little in this life is guaranteed, though, so Valedon would have to wait to learn his fate. If Zach could find the center one more time, he could turn out the lights and go home with the gold. But the lights would stay on, and once again the fans in Poland would be treated to a 1-arrow shoot-off. Now, Garrett had been working hard on his mental game. On the other hand, Jean-Charles had gone fishing after Copenhagen to clear his mind. Plus, he'd also won 4 tiebreakers during a decorated career. But it was still a toss-up. Or was it? Jean-Charles pinned a beatable 9 on target 1, but over on target 2, where few had tasted victory on Recurve Sunday, Zach Garrett would let one get away. It was a shot he'd love to have back, but there are no mulligans in World Cup archery. The young American came tantalizingly close to striking gold in Wroclaw, but in the end, the match and the day belonged to the fiery Frenchman. Jean-Charles Valedon, perhaps best known as a field archery champion, will now be known as the World Cup champion at Stage 3 in Wrocław, Poland. After competing for 8 years on the World Cup Tour, I've finally been able to win my first World Cup gold medal. In the past, I'd finished 3rd or 4th, but there it is. I have my first gold medal. It was my time. I really wanted to win, and when I got here today in Wrocław, where I finished 3rd last year, I felt good. I really wanted to win. In today's shoot-off with the U.S., I knew he was really determined to win too. It's not easy to go up against someone like that. In the shoot-off, I told myself I had no choice. I was within 1 arrow of getting the gold. I've been after that medal for 8 years. I've been shooting at a high level for 20 years. I had no choice. I shot a 9, and his arrow landed lower, which made me very happy. Here's how they stacked up after Stage 2. None of the 3 medal winners in Wrocław were in the picture at that point, but now Valedon is very much in the hunt for Mexico City, while Garrett and Prilipov both have a chance if they can come through at Stage 4 Colombia.